spotlight. Now, for those of you that do not know, I'm such the introvert, right? But stepping into the spotlight has not been at the top of my list for a very long time. I'm someone who definitely moves a lot more behind the scenes, and I step into the spotlight when necessary. But there are some things that we really need to understand when it comes to stepping into the spotlight, because stepping into the spotlight does not require you to have a louder voice. Mm. Stepping into the spotlight requires you to stand tall. And why is that so significant? Because a lot of times people think in order for me to be able to step into the limelight or step into the spotlight, I got to be loud. Everybody has to hear me when I come in the room. Everybody has to see me. But the reality is that if you're doing the work, sometimes that means putting your head down, not paying attention to the naysayers, not looking for the kudos and the hand claps. But if you do the work and just move, then people will know your name, and it will be the right people that know your name. Like, that's so significant. And so for you guys that don't know, I just received information a few weeks ago. It took me a minute for me to go ahead and to post it and to tell everybody about it, but I was nominated as a national top influencer. And it's kind of crazy because I don't consider myself an influencer or a national top influencer. Um, but conversations that I've had recently have all pointed to that, right? They've all pointed to, sis, no, you've been doing this for some time and people notice you. People know what you're doing. They see you. And it's crazy because it's often the times when we fight so hard not to be seen that we're seen. We fight so hard not to be seen. We fight so hard not to be, to be all over the place. We're very deliberate about our time and our energy and even where we put our words. And when we get into that deliberate space, I'm telling you, it turns into something absolutely phenomenal. So this year has been like crazy with all of the updates and all of the things going on. And as a speaker, as an author, as a podcaster, an entrepreneur, I've seen so many successes in a time where a lot of people are saying cancel 2020, right? And for some of you, you may be looking at the areas that weren't successful. You may be looking at the areas that you aren't the strongest in. You may be looking at the things that did not go well. But I want you to take the time to step into the spotlight and look at what did go well. Look at the conversations you did have. Look at the connections that you did make. Look at the way that you were able to impact somebody's life this year. And it's so significant. And we miss that part because a lot of times the world wants us to be able to just look at our flaws. The world wants to tear us apart and kind of belittle people. If you have any type of platform, you know that there's always going to be trolls in real life and online. And the trolls will always talk about what's seen because they don't know what's unseen. They don't know about the late nights that you put in. And y'all can tell me, y'all can put it down below. They don't know the late nights you put in. They don't know the work that you did. They don't know how you overdrew your account. They don't know how you showed up in a space that was uncomfortable for you. They don't know how you did the work to connect with those people. They don't know how you got on that platform. And so all they can do is talk about the fact that they see you on the platform because they don't know the journey. I think back to Chadwick and the fact that he was battling cancer for 4 years. It didn't stop him from showing up for other people that had cancer. It didn't stop him from showing up and being the best Black Panther they could have had. It didn't stop him from showing up and being authentically him. And guess what? no matter what you're going through, no matter what didn't work, it doesn't have to stop you either. So I want to encourage you this Saturday that if nobody else told you this throughout the week, you're amazing. That if nobody else gave you the high five and the kudos that you needed, I'm giving it to you now. Because guess what? I need you to get into a habit that even when somebody else doesn't get it, guess what? You're going to start giving it to yourself. You're going to start walking in gratitude and understanding the favor and grace that is on your life. And in order to do that, I got to shut out all the noise, right? I got to shut it out and shut it down. It's significant. It's important. So as we go, and the accountability community is here in the Zoom room with me, as we go into, we're like almost literally, can you imagine? We're almost halfway through the final quarter of 2020. I've seen them do phenomenal things all throughout this year. And I make sure to shout them out for those things. But I also make sure that they shout themselves out. Step into the spotlight. Own your story. Every bit of it. Because if you don't own it, nobody else will. And so becoming a national top influencer would only be possible if I had owned my story. I didn't have to show up as anybody else. I could be authentically me. Own your story. Step into the spotlight. I hope you guys have an amazing week. And until next time, don't forget to press it out. See ya.